Hi, my name is Dana, and I'm an Air Force veteran. This is Jeremy, a Navy veteran, and this is Kelly, and she is going to offer you lots of great options for your practice today. We are working through the strength series, and this is the balance portion. Today, we'll use a yoga strap if you want to. And if you don't have one, you can use a tie or a belt or something like that, or even a towel. So it's optional, and we'll just see how it goes. But we don't need it quite yet. Let's get started. And as we come into a standing position, maybe just rock back and forth from the toes back to the heels and take a moment to feel a sense of grounding into your feet, to the mat. And then as we settle in, just feel a sense of connection, of grounding. Notice your breath as you're breathing in and as you're breathing out. Notice the qualities in the breath. Maybe there's steadiness in the breath, sense of calm. And as we hold this standing position for just another breath or two, notice sensation in your body, your joints, your organs, your muscles, the state of your mind. And just not attaching any judgment to it, just noticing what's present. And then when you're ready, take an inhalation, reach both arms up. And then we'll take a lateral stretch to the right. Inhale, coming all the way back up. Exhale, lateral stretch to the left. Inhaling, coming back up. And just noticing the side body here, just feeling a lovely stretch. So we're going to the right, it's the left side body getting the stretch. And as we go to the left, the right side body stretches. Inhale, coming all the way back up. And then exhale to release. We'll just roll the shoulders a little bit and loosen up just a tiny bit. We're going to take this to a little bit of balance right off the bat. As you lift your heels, feel a sense of going up onto tiptoes and coming back down. And if that feels like it's too high, you can always go just really tiny little tiptoe. If you'd like, bring arms out front, soften shoulders away from your ears, and let's lift the heels. As we lift the heels with the arms out, that changes the dynamic. As we start to bend the knees, look at something on the floor, a focal point, helping you to anchor this posture so that as we start to come down, we're feeling a sense of connection to that point just out ahead. Come all the way back up and lower the heels, release. Rock gently side to side or heel to toe. And then we'll go a little bit wider with the foot position. As we go a little bit wider, arms can reach. And this movement is quite lovely for just releasing stress, tension. Take an inhalation, fingers can clasp if you'd like. As we exhale and we bring the arms down through the legs, we'll take a little ha, and it's going to be for real. Here we go. Inhale, exhale, go. Ha! Inhale, ha! Inhale, ha! Let it go. Ha! Two more times. Ha! Last one. Ha! Ah, all right. Okay. How was it? It's good. Good. Relaxed, released. Okay. And then when you're ready, we'll come back to feet together. If you've got a really healthy low back, if you've got some low back issues, be real cautious here. Take feet about hip distance. That will make that forward bending just a little bit more comfortable. Arms reach. Inhale. Exhale, draw down center line. As we come into our forward bend, we'll inhale halfway up. Exhale, step back right and then left. We'll go right into a plank position. Hold your plank position, wrists are under shoulders and knees are lifted. Could also take this to knees down toward the floor, make that a little bit more manageable. Inhale here, exhale, dropping knees, taking a child's pose. Inhale, come back to plank. And as we make our way back to plank, we'll take that same position with wrists under shoulders and then drop the right knee down to the floor. As the right knee is down, you may find that a block would be helpful underneath the right hand. Could have your hand to the floor. We'll spin the left fingertips up toward the ceiling. And in this side plank position, we're creating some stability with the knee down. As we've got that stable base, it could be that you feel so stable that you want to challenge it, bringing the left knee away from the floor or left leg away from the floor. Certainly don't have to here. Take an inhalation and then exhale, reach past your ear if that's available, side body getting some stretch. Inhaling, coming back up. And then exhale to release. We'll come back to a full plank position, modified plank position, child's pose. Let's round over the toes, take a downward facing dog. Inhale, shift forward, find plank. And this time it's the left knee dropping down. Left hand under the shoulder. Could be that you've got your block. Certainly don't have to use it. And then as we spin toward the right, fingertips up toward the ceiling, and just notice the position of your head. If you notice that your head is dropping down toward the floor, see if you might lengthen so that the cervical spine or the neck stays in a really healthy and safe place. And same thing here, you can play around with lifting the top leg, certainly don't have to. We could reach past the ear, breathe in, and breathe out. Let's inhale, coming all the way back up, lowering the leg if it's lifted, and then take your right hand down to the floor, step to plank, knees come down, child's pose. Let's round over the toes, downward facing dog. And inhale, we'll come back to plank position and we'll start the same way. Knee down, right knee is down, right hand under the right shoulder, spin toward the left. Here, if you're happy with that knee down position, absolutely stay there. There's no pressure to come any higher than that. But if you'd like to take that to a straight leg position with both legs, you're welcome to do that. We're stacking the hips, stacking the shoulders, core is engaging, shoulders at work. Option to reach past your left ear if you'd like with the left arm. Breathe into this. And if you've got both legs straight, you're welcome to lift the top leg up a bit. Then we'll lower back down. We'll come back to plank position. Drop to the knees, child's pose. Let's round over the toes, find downward facing dog. Inhale, shift forward, find plank. And then exhale, left knee drops down, left hand under the left shoulder will spin toward the right. And as you spin toward the right, notice the position of your shoulders. If possible, shoulders are stacked, but it may not be possible. The shoulders may feel like it's too much. You can have hand to waist, hand to your sacrum. And of course, if you're up for it and would like to try taking both legs straight, feel free to do that. Reach past your ear if you'd like. Nice work. Woo. Yeah. Take your inhalation, reaching back up. Let's come back to plank. Hold that plank position. And just for fun, if you'd like to do it, drop to the knees. You could take a low push up, press up, do a couple of those. That's optional. Don't have to, right? Jeremy's like, whatever. Come all the way back down to child's pose. We'll round over the toes, take downward facing dog. Then, when you're ready, we'll look toward the top of the mat. Take a little step forward with right and then left. Halfway up, inhale, hands to shins. Exhale to fold. Inhale, let's rise. Exhale, coming down to heart center and then release. Next one is a tree pose. And as we come into a tree pose, you're welcome to look around, see who's doing what looks good to you. We can start with a little kickstand, and that kickstand allows us to really figure out the pelvis. The pelvic alignment is important here because sending the hip out to the side is going to create some tension in this hip. So we're trying to keep ankle, knee, hip in line here as we're in our tree pose. Could come a little bit higher. making sure that you're looking down at the floor, finding a focal point and helping balance by really focusing on something that's not moving. Option, hands can come up toward the ceiling, arms can go wide if your shoulders prefer that. Feel engagement in the core. Notice the standing leg. Standing leg is so strong here. When you're ready, take an exhalation. Hands come all the way back down. And as we switch sides, same thing. You might want to shake it out a little bit. How we feeling about it? Good. Good, Kelly. Yeah, yeah. Okay, here we go. As we change sides, same idea. We'll start with intention in the pelvis, making sure that we're not kicked out to the side so that the pelvis stays really nice and stable and the hip is in a healthy and nice position. Once we're there, we can start to play with bringing the leg higher, and that's absolutely optional. And also here in your tree pose, notice the position of your spine. We're looking toward length in the spine. So it could be that we're sort of hunched over a little bit in this position, just trying to get the balance. But once you've stabilized the low part of the body, we're standing really tall. Could be that you reach the arms up. Arms can come out, elbows can even bend here. Make this yours. Make it something that feels so good in your body as you're holding this balanced position, relying on core strength. Take an inhalation, arms reach. Exhale, coming all the way back down and releasing. This is the part where you might want your yoga strap, but you certainly don't have to use it. We'll have examples of both. And let's start with the right foot. And this is going to be a big toe hold in a traditional practice. But here we're using a yoga strap just to allow our alignment to stay really nice and safe in our bodies. So we'll come to a standing position with just maybe a kickstand. You could have the yoga strap around the bottom of your foot. Don't have to. Could use a block instead. And as we start to lift, the thigh is maybe coming parallel to the floor, but it could be lower. So really finding a space that feels appropriate for your body today. Once we're here, we can play around with taking the legs straighter if that feels good. If it feels like it's too much, or if it causes you to round your spine, maybe drop the leg a little lower in favor of standing a little taller and focusing on the core. So here we'll play with arm out, could be an arm up, hand to waist, and if you'd like, go out to the side. And as we go out to the side, and I'm not looking at you, viewer, because I'm looking at my focal point to keep my balance. As you come back to center and release, we'll touch back down. Yeah? Good. All right. How'd it go? Okay, we're going to try the other side. As you go to the other side, it's the same idea. We're just establishing the foot position. Big toe mound, little toe mound, either side of the heel, connecting to the mat. And once we bring the leg up, we're conscious still of how powerful the core is. The core is helping us to stabilize as we come into balance. And then once we're there, we feel like, all right, I've got some movement I can do. Then you can start to straighten the leg. You may notice that one set of hamstrings on the backs of the thigh are tighter than the other side, and that's totally normal. Woot, woot. And then if you'd like, we're going out to the side. Arm could be out if you find that helpful. And then we'll make our way. We'll come back to center and release. We'll touch down. So little bit of hip opening, a little bit of movement in the hips. We've sort of prepared a little bit for this next one. We're coming into a squat. As we come into this squat, we'll take feet a little bit wider and we'll drop down. So if your if your calves are a little bit on the tight side, you're going to feel like, ooh, this is it. My heels are going to lift, and that's okay. Totally fine. If your heels aren't down, you can always put a blanket underneath the heels. You can put a block underneath the heels. If you're able to come down, that's great too. So here we're just going to press into the thighs with the upper arms and just play with this seated position. See if you might lengthen the spine just a little bit and notice kind of a big stretch in the hips. And once we're in this for a couple rounds of breath, just notice maybe that ability to settle into it. And next one, we'll go into a crow pose. And this crow pose is challenging. So we're going to just play. We're just going to be playful and inquisitive about it. Maybe give yourself a little bit of space so that you've got the ability to have your hands on your sticky mat if you've got one. And here we'll bring the squat position back into play. Your hands are almost like a little diamond here, if that's possible. So you've got your hands sort of in that shape of a diamond. Lift the heels away from the floor and feel where your knees are, your legs are in relationship to your shoulders, your arms, your triceps. We're squeezing the legs into the arms. We're helping to keep that lift. Core is engaging. We're lifting the pelvic floor as we start to rock forward and back. We're just going to depart from the floor just a tiny bit, maybe just a teensy little lift. Maybe it becomes more than just momentary, and maybe not. So as we work into it, squeeze the arms, squeeze the arms. One more round here. And then come all the way down, and we'll sit into a position of seated. As you come into your seated position, let's come to Navasana, boat pose. Now, as you've got your boat pose, notice that the position, physics wise, of the legs changes the intensity of this posture. If your heels are closer to the floor, that's going to be a little bit more manageable. If your hands are behind your thighs or holding onto your legs, that's a little bit more supportive. If you start to come into tabletop position, that's going to feel a little bit harder, a little bit more challenging. If that still feels good, I invite you to bring an arm or two up. And as we're here, breathe in and breathe out. Let's inhale and then exhale to release, coming all the way. Yes, good work. How'd it feel? Good. Last thing we're going to do, legs are out straight. I'm going to invite you here to grab your blocks. So this is a really lovely variation of an incline plank. As you've got hands on your blocks, we're just going to lift up away from the floor. Squeeze your backside. And as you squeeze the backside, we'll hold there for just a round of breath, maybe two. And on an exhale, lower all the way back down and release. Okay, how we doing? Good. I'm going to have you two flip around for Shavasana. And as we go into maybe just a little rocking side to side, and as you rock gently side to side with knees around the shins, hands around the shins. Rock gently side to side. Let that be really easy and relaxed. And then if you'd like, maybe try a happy baby pose. Hands around the outer edges of each foot. And as you've got that happy baby pose, or just keeping this hands around the shins, totally fine. Rocking side to side. And then we'll come back to center, take feet both down to the floor with knees bent, arms out to the sides, shape of a T, and we'll just windshield wiper here. Feet are maybe as wide as the mat, maybe close together, what feels good for you. And as you're just going side to side, feel a sense of little gentle twist, keeping the shoulder blades pretty grounded here. Neck is relaxed. And when you're ready, come back to center, both knees into the chest one more time. Beautiful job in that practice. Really nice. Thank you for sharing it. And then when you're ready, come into Shavasana. And thank you so much for being here with us in our strength series. This was balance. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you had fun with some new poses or new shapes, and hope to see you next time. Take care.